Wow.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, each time, both time we listened to it, it was like, dang, like, oh man, it's so much, it's so much that I pulled from it, even after I listened to it again this morning. And I was like, man, I got some questions for myself now. And I gotta be real. So let's just get through some stuff. Steve, y'all got some excellent points that he brought out this week that I want him to harp up on. We're gonna talk about some very, very detailed things musically of the reason why this album very well could be the greatest R&B album ever, and we're going to talk about that. So, uh, she said, "This is my new jam." So, yeah, there you go. I'm telling you,
I just want to get a general consensus. Marika just left. Marika, did you get to listen to that without going too much into your critique? Did you get to check out the album?
So here's I'm right at that age where if I don't like it in the first 15 seconds,
right.
I am like, and so what I did was literally go through each song and be like, all right, let's hear the first 15 seconds of it. So now I love Musiq Soulchild anyway. So like I'm like, it's gotta be a good album because it's Musiq Soulchild. So I'm not gonna lie, Steve Lewis. It is you were onto something here.
The real talk.
Let me interject. One of the things before I get to Los to kind of give us his general synopsis. What I told one of the first points I told Steve when I wanted him to listen, I said, Steve, this album is a slow burn. One of the drawbacks, one of the mistakes of this album, I would say, or some people would say maybe the greatest strength of it is that it takes every song takes so long to really develop. So the intro of the songs will actually it was about three or four songs on this album when it first came out that I loved. Everything else I pretty much discarded because the intros were so taxing and so long.
What's up, April?
And it just took so long. I was like, ugh. But the point of me asking Steve was, Steve, right? Like, put the music on, do some work. Steve, put the music on, and like, because it'll help you get through the slow parts.
Yeah.
You know, I think the album had pacing problems, but the meat of the album is so darn good. But anyway, okay, Los, what you think, bro?
Hold on.
Sorry.
Oh no, man, take it.
He's like, I got something to say
that's
first.
Important. You got important stuff back there.
Yeah.
That's what I had to do. I basically like went for it. Like I would start listening to it. I'm like, golly, this is the longest intro.
Yeah. Hey, what did you think, Lo? What you think, Lo?
Well, he said it. He stole part of what I was even going to say. You can't listen to these songs like I would hear the intro would come in and I'm sitting there like, okay, where's that going? And I wanted, my finger was on that trigger to hit skip, and then it would flip. And when it flipped, I was like, oh, okay. And I was sitting right back in that chair. I'm like, okay, we got something right here. That's what this album is. I think I can tell you this, that Island would not have let him make this album. This is an independent record. I don't know if you knew that.
Right.
Well, we're going to talk about this. Los, that was one of the points I called Steve out of the blue and was like, Steve, this album is made by One, Music One. I think they're out of Atlanta, Los.
I think so. Yeah, E1.
But go ahead. I mean,
it's a few people that signed. Tamar signed to E1. It's a few,
but
people
small, E1. But they're small. They're small, kind of indie label. But go ahead, Los. I mean, to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. So I was thinking as this thing was closing out, I was like, this is not an album that he could have done earlier in his career. Island with not you know.
Oh yeah, totally.
You know,
Totally.
where we going with this one. So
totally.
I think the more an artist, there are certain points in an artist's career that you know two things about them: what either the artist was to begin with, or what the artist evolved into. I don't know what that answer is with music, but this album is definitely a labor. I think one of you said a labor of love. This album, like music can do, you know, love don't change. He can do that in his sleep. That's why I told everybody, you know, in this whole verses that happened at the beginning of the week. I don't know who all y'all that talking about Anthony Hamilton finna kill this guy. Okay. I don't know who told people that. I'm like, y'all better go back and revisit these albums. That's a bad boy.
Yes, indeed.
So totally everything y'all said. This was his Mona Lisa.
That. Oh my gosh, Steve! I promise I'm trying to stand. Can we?
Bro, go ahead.
Can we play the first track?
Dude, let's go because let's just say this. Let's just say this about the first track. We owe this to one of my favorite producers in the whole wide this world, Doobie Power.
Yes, sir.
I mean, dude, B. And I will tell you this. As a producer that knows kind of, you know, the ins and outs, the faults of the rest of the album doesn't rest on the Doobie track because Doobie gets straight to it.
No doubt.
This track, Doobie. Doobie did not come to play. He did not come to play on this album. I mean, on this record. Yeah. So I'm ready. All
right, we're gonna probably not gonna play the whole thing because we still got so much to listen to. I really was trying to go and pick what we could play, but let's just listen. I'm not gonna play.
Make sure you skip. I mean, whenever you skip, get down to that end when Marsha Ambrose comes in.
We on this one we might have to. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's listen.
I was just like, woo.
Can y'all hear that?
Oh yeah.
We don't own the rights to this money.
Heaven must have sent you to me to keep me far from hell.
We don't own the rights.
I am only human, you know. For you so hard I fell. Falling, you're so cute, can I say? You fall girl, get it till I make you feel the real. Till I make you feel the real. Do what you do, you got me spending bags. Girl, get it, girl, style. Till I make you feel the real. Oh, yeah, I need you, girl.
We don't the rights.
The one I've been waiting a lifetime for. I need you. Yeah, I feel. Oh, I feel you, girl. You are the one I've been waiting a lifetime for. I feel you, yeah.
We don't own the rights.
I feel you, yeah. Must have sent you to me to keep me far from hell. Only human, you know. You so hard, I fell. I'm falling. You're so beautiful. Can I serenade you? Fall till I make you feel the real.
You don't own the rights.
Till I make you feel the real. Do what you do, you got me spending days. Oh, girl, till I make you feel real. I need your love, girl. You're the one I've been waiting a lifetime for. Yeah, need you. Yeah, I feel your love. Feel you, girl. You're the one I've been waiting a lifetime on. I feel I feel no question. No, ain't no question. I do believe you're the baddest one. Oh, from work, yeah.
You know, on the right.
You're all I need. Your love, girl.
Yeah, baby.
I feel your love, yeah. You, girl, you are the one. Yeah. I need your love. I need you, girl. I feel like I've been waiting for a lifetime. I feel your love. I feel you. How can you feel the real feel?
So I thought it was over here.
I did too. I did too.
You are my heaven. Don't you look no further.
With on the rights.
Oh, you are my heaven. Don't you look no further.
Hey,
This I'm giving to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
good.
Yes, sir.
Nobody like me, baby.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you never had nobody like me, baby.
Come on, mama.
Nobody can do me like you do me, baby.
Yes, sir.
Boy, you don't know my love.
Come on.
And you don't
Come on.
no trouble.
See right here.
You know that and you know so bad, baby. I waited a lifetime for you.
Oh, man.
I
look on the right.
you spending back.
Yeah, dog. Bruh.
So we played the whole song. This is
We did.
we got to get out of playing this whole.
I know, right?
I know. We won't be able to do it. But that one was like, listen, man. Steve, we talked about a point. I got 2 points, and I want you to elaborate on it if you don't mind.
Okay.
The biggest thing I think was I've been a Musiq Soulchild fan for a good minute, but I declare I did not know that he could sing like that. I did not. I need to listen. I didn't know that he listen. This man can sing, bro. Like I'm talking about, like, oh my goodness, like he can sing. That's one. Number two,
Sing.
yeah, he can sing. Number two, though, can we talk a little bit for the for the deep music lovers? We talked about this. Earlier. There are very few singers who know what it means to move within a song when transitionings are happening 4 counts at a time, and for people to understand what that looks like to move. Talk about that from your perspective, and I give mine from a musician and singer perspective.
Well, what I started noticing, and I called you, Steve. I said, Steve, what you're gonna notice, and I put this. I made a post on Facebook earlier this week. I was like, music moves with a mastery of the. He has a mastery of the chords. He has a mastery, his running skills, his riff skills, as it opposed to being able to ride the chord structures, is at a mastery level. You can hear it all through this album, bro, because this stuff is not simple. This is not simple. You don't look up the right things. So what do we say, Steve? One or two options. Either he's a master at it, or somebody was feeding him lines.
Had to. It's one of the two.
Like
it's
as
one
the
of the two.
chords are going, they was like, no, don't sing that. Sing this.
Right.
But what you understand, what you come to understand, is that whatever he's singing, it rides the chords perfectly, and these chords aren't simple chords.
Right.
They just aren't. So that's kind of.
So and to jump to piggyback on what Steve is saying, y'all, what it is, I will play it, but I don't have my keyboard hooked up. What he's saying is, like, every 4 counts, when there's a chord that is changed, right?
Major,
no longer,
minor,
whichever one.
suspended.
Exactly. Whatever the chord
with
is.
the 13th, whatever. It changes the texture. But go ahead.
Yeah, and it changes that, and it also changes the key signature, even if it's for 4 seconds. So when it changes the key signature, you have to change your thought process about what scale and what notes you can sing within those four counts. This man slaughtered this whole album on doing just that. And I said,
like, this nigga's a goddamn master. He's a master.
Because listen, I mean, we talked about it. It's only a handful of people. I'm somebody who's been able to do it. Like, Kim Burrell is the queen of it. Yeah, but outside of that, I mean, I'm not saying there's not anymore, but it's a very slim list of people who were able to do that. And that man killed this whole record doing just that. I mean, oh my God. Like you said, either he's a master at it, or somebody was punching him in every 4 counts to say,
Like, bro, don't sing that.
No.
Sing this.
Sing this. Had to.
No.
Because he was slaughtered.
Y'all, as music lovers, we hear somebody hit a minor run on a major chord all the time, and that's gonna be all kinds of wrong. Just put somebody putting the wrong chord on top.
That's all it is.
The wrong run on top of a chord.
That's
like they didn't get the memo that it changed a little bit. Like you cannot put that A flat in there, because the A flat is no longer.
It's no longer part of that scale. It's not in there. But you can do it. You can do it, but everybody gonna be looking at you like,
Well, or you look. I mean, there's something wrong. Like we'll know, but there's something wrong. Like
in this,
but
genre,
when you know it's right.
Right. In this genre, and now we in jazz, that's different. But in R&B and the lay listeners genre, if you wrong, everybody gonna say, "Hey, no, that wasn't quite right, buddy." You know what I'm saying? So, thank you for explaining that, Steve. I want to, if it's okay, Lo, what you say? You got something, Lo?
No, I mean, it was perfectly said. It's so crazy, because that's one of the first things I noticed, obviously, besides the intros of the song. I never saw him take these many vocal chances in earlier albums.
You make a good point, Lo.
That's a good point. Always wrote it. We knew he had vocals, but okay, cool. But this album,
he went out there.
He took all. He went musically completely all in. I'm gonna show you what I can do vocally. I'm gonna
let my track makers do what they do. I'm gonna let I got something I'm gonna pull up in just a second, but I'm gonna let my track makers do what they feel. Like, I am not gonna copy and paste this first verse and let it be the same thing as this second verse. I'm gonna give the people a little something different. I'm gonna build this thing like a little fire, then it's gonna build up like that. Now we're gonna talk about later on whether or not commercially that's a smart thing to do.
Right.
We keep going towards this, but Marika B.
But I was gonna say, so you think that's why he did it, because of the fact that it's like this is an independent label. I can do what I want to do here. Like Los was saying earlier, like now I can let things that I couldn't do early on in my career, because Island was never gonna let me do it. Because like folks weren't gonna appreciate it.
Right.
Like,
Well, so that brings up a good point. And I had a display. I had something I wanted to show everybody, but it's not pulling up. But can we talk about the difference? I wanted to kind of explain to the audience the difference between a hit song and a classic. I mean, a hit album and a classic album. So what I wanted to say was a hit album enjoys immediate success, right?
Correct. All right.
People give it that's the definition of hit. Like people are giving it direct feedback. They like it. However, a hit song is not a hit album is not necessarily a classic album. What do we know about hit albums now? They're here today, gone tomorrow.
We forget about them.
Now, classic albums don't necessarily enjoy the success of being a hit. However, they eventually become. They usually do numbers later on when people tend to like recycle music and go back. You know, they tend to do music. They tend to do numbers later on. So I wanted to kind of give it to the panel. Like, can we talk about the difference between classics and hits?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think with classic albums, they're also not always immediately pleasing to the ear.
True. Oh man, true.
To the whole sales vibe, you know. Obviously, labels, radio stations push what they know is going to be immediately successful, and that doesn't necessarily mean that mainstream songs aren't classics. There are obviously exceptions to the rules throughout history. You know, What's Going On is a classic. It is also you put that song on where it is going to still, it's going to be relevant and resonate as much as it did back then. But there are some albums that when first heard, the artist is going somewhere that we don't understand all the time because we're used to them being here where we can like, okay, cool. I get that. Yeah. Don't
Just
change.
Friends.
That's easy right there. Best Friend. Yeah. Oh man, that's my jam. But when he hits you with Humble Pie.
Ooh. Humble Pie, man. Oh my goodness.
GMJR, because most artists he used on his album amazingly are independent.
Right.
That blows my mind that these artists, these producers rather, do not have big resumes.
Right.
So
all right.
Like I said, it's just every time, not necessarily will you always have that song that's immediately pleasing to the ear, but the more you hear it, like this album, it becomes this thing like, you know what? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Yeah.
Well, no. I mean, I called Steve early this week. I say, Steve, am I tripping, bro? Like, am I tripping?
And I did think you were at first.
Like, honestly, because it's really, you're really stepping out talking about, man, this could be one of the best albums, R&B albums, like the top 5, top 10 ever.
Right.
And the thing is, man, I mean, I'm just kind of going off. If you were to put the album on, I was telling Steve earlier this week how it grabs you. Let that each song play all the way through, and you're gonna be every song. You're gonna be like, "Wow, that was cool!" Like, "Wow, that was good. Like, that was really, really good."
Right.
What you say, Miracle B?
That surprised me.
Yeah. That hit different, bro. Let's get what else you got to play, Steve?
Well, yeah, man, I got a little bit before Marika give us a spot. I want to get her take on it too about the classic and hit. But I want to play Sooner or Later. This Sooner or Later, this track reminded me. It felt like a little churchy. You can feel some church influence there. And when I go back and that's another conversation we're gonna have. I had to take my mind back to where was I in 2017. And was thinking, okay, in producing this record. Who, you know what I'm saying, all this kind of stuff. So this one had a little church influence, I think. Very groovy, but it's different from the first track. So let's listen to a little bit of it.
Here goes the long intro. I'm like, why y'all doing all this? What is this for?
It's coming, Steve. It makes sense. Yeah.
You say I'm not what you're looking for. Think I'm just another nigga run the game.
Hey,
we don't own the rights. That's so fucking up.
So you ain't got no time for playing, yeah, I know. But I ain't got nobody, and you ain't got nobody. You say you're running down with love.
That bass line is stupid.
Yeah, someone love you. Might not be the gang, might not.
We don't own the rights.
How much so I need you to show me, cause sooner or later, yeah, hey, do you even really know what you're looking for? I'm saying you probably think all men are the same, yeah. And if so, how can you even tell us apart? If you get some good ones standing in your face, and yeah,
oh my God.
You said you tried, just got so tired. Find you guys who just wanna hit and run. You just need someone.
What you don't sing?
That nigga, what are you singing?
If you don't sing, boy. Hey, this Musiq Soulchild, man.
Good.
But I hope you change your mind sometimes, and I wanna be everybody.
Oh my God!
Don't bring the beat back in.
Everybody needs someone. I just wanna be alone. You just need someone, yeah. Might not be today.
Boy, sing!
I want you.
Oh my
God. Sooner or later, you got to. I could be the one girl.
Oh my gosh. Hold on.
Like, cut it.
How you gonna do that? How you gonna do that? What you doing? What you doing?
Why the guitar so sweet?
Hey, the bass. I can't take it.
Oh, Tina, I had to deal with this all day.
I can't take it. I can't take it. I cannot take it. I can't take it. I can't take it.
I talked to Steve after he listened to that one. He was like,
"Hey,
man,
what's
I had
up,
to take a
Sam?
break, bro."
Hold up. Hey, what's up, Sam? Happy birthday, bro. I know you. It's your birthday, so you chilling. You got to come back and watch it later. Today, say a birthday, man. Yeah,
Happy
man.
birthday, said.
Oh man, I can't
I
take
talked
it.
to Steve a little while after he heard that. He was like, "Bro, I had to take a break."
I did. I had to stop.
Oh, Tina, she probably heard all kinds of screaming.
Oh my God, yeah, I was like in it. Oh my gosh, when I first heard that one, I was at work, and I was like, hold up, like I was literally. I told him I intentionally put my headphones on, and I was listening. I was typing. I got to that track.
You must listen to this. Hey guys, if you are on this stream, please put on headphones.
Please,
because a lot. We're gonna talk about this. I thought that was a downside to something. I thought that was a downside on this album. But go ahead, Steve.
No. I was just saying.
At work.
I was at work.
You was at work.
I was at work. and the beat came in first at the top. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a little long, but you know I'm a percussionist, so you know what I'm saying. So the beat was already grooving with me, so I'm in it.
So
You know
what
what I'm
you thought you
saying?
were doing there?
No, not that quite, but you know what I mean. So it was there. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? When he started singing, and honestly, that's kind of gospel
Yeah.
feel. You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm with
Right.
it. But the chords that was in there, and then the transition that he was making, like, whoa. Hold
This is a
on,
whole
brother.
nother beat.
And then he was singing his tail off. And bro, listen, man. Hey, Doc. Oh my gosh. That tune there, man. That tune there messed me up. Oh, that tune there messed me up. I can't even lie. That ranks out of the 24. That's definitely in my
that's
top
one of my
3-4
highest.
there, bro. I can't take
That's
that track for
I
sure.
mean, he got loose on some other stuff, but yeah, that definitely that was one of my first 3 or 4 that I just like could not take, like could not take, man. Los, what you think about it, Los?
No, it. So I got to that area actually of the album. I because there's so many songs, but
Right,
it just started to feel like as the album went on, I'm like, there's got to be a dud somewhere. You know, I kept trying to find. You know, it was almost starting to feel like he was like, I'm not finished. Y'all think like what y'all heard at the beginning? It was y'all were like, but
cool, yeah.
He was starting to round the track like, oh, it's I got more. And it just, you know, it hadn't affected me, and one his projects hadn't affected me like this since I still consider, because I know a lot of folks love Just Listen, I Just Want to Sing, love those 2 projects too. My favorite project before listening to this one, and I'm still loosely trying my best to hold on to it, but I don't know if I can anymore, is Love and Music. The last 4 tracks on Love and Music to this point may have been my favorite, because, you know, if you didn't know,
I love that. Yeah.
He worked with Warren Campbell.
Right.
On Millionaire, Take You There. Stupid, but
yeah,
I got
those are some of my favorite.
Now this is 2017, Emmanuel. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Emmanuel. So we didn't set this up right. This is an album that I revisited that I had not listened to the whole thing, but I remember it was some songs on there that I liked. I got to the point where it was just playing in my iPod, and I realized that this is probably, quote unquote, probably one of the best R&B albums ever. So we're discussing the possibilities right now. We know that's a large claim to make. We understand. We know that is outlandish.
Yeah, it is, but
I'm for a whole bunch of reasons. What'd you say, Los?
Now, real quick, I'm gonna throw this out there.
Yeah.
Even if you know, for those, and there's been a lot of great music, and thankfully, so over the years, and some good gems even over the last few years, but you're going to be hard pressed to find an album this meaty, 24 songs. I don't know if I can find, even if
that's the thing.
May not be the greatest album, you know, that's neither here nor there for now. But I don't know if I can find another R&B album that had 24 songs on it, or even close to 24 songs on it.
16, 18.
Exactly.
Length of it, just the sheer length of it.
That was your point earlier this week.
Right, exactly. And I won't go. Let's go back to the first question and give Marika say about the classic and the hit, because with Marika, you know, the lay listener and her thought process, and she is a Musiq Soulchild fan. Your thoughts on what looks like as a classic and a hit to you?
And so yeah, just as a lay listener, because I don't know that he on his beats. I don't know that he and in between, none of that. None of that. But I do know, like you're right, the hits. It's like, yeah, I like it because you know, the hits are gonna be because of the fact that it is what you move to at that moment, right? And it's what the radio stations or whatever their marketing team, the way that they could put it out there. But the classics, and I'm more of a classic person. So like all of my TV shows that I like are normally like the cult classic shows. I'm a Firefly fan, and those are the shows like I'll go back to those shows, right? And so like that's kind of what this album is for me too. Like the idea that I would have never when it came out, I listened to a couple of songs from it, but it wasn't like one of those like, oh, this is a favorite. I'm gonna keep listening to it. It had to be like what Steve is saying, like go back, just put it in while you're listening.
Right.
And let it, because that's what I'm having to go back and do. Like I'm like, okay, wait, he may be on to something. Let me go back and listen to it.
Right.
So that I could hear what, what's so passionate about it.
So Steve, if you don't mind, I think because I know our time is running, I think it's two more I really want to play, but I want to go and can we challenge the people to go and really listen to this album on their own, because it is worth the time. I know we could play we could play a bunch of this stuff, but at the end of the day, we really cannot play all of it. And then
you can't. Like Los was saying, you can't really get to the meat of it. Like,
right,
you're not going to really be able to get to the good stuff. We can't play all of the good stuff in this album because it's deep. It's in there.
Right, exactly.
In the sauce.
Exactly.
But go ahead, Steve.
It's called Feel the Real. Feel the Real, Emmanuel. I want to play this track, man. Man, it was like it's been. I know y'all been seeing me look over here because I'm going through the list and saying which one can I play next. I mean, because all of them are so killer. I'm gonna play this one because Baylo this one earlier. It's called We Go Together Now.
Yeah.
You can't expect your team to manage this.
He gonna get real on We Go Together Now. I was like,
that's GMJR, the same guy that produced Humble Pie. He did that track.
Yeah.
Hey, I like the way the bass drums subverts your like it's gonna
Wasn't even looking for you.
Right, me too.
Now you got me all the time looking for my phone. I gotta call you. And I ain't miss a day yet. We've been FaceTiming ever since the day I saw you. And every time you go, I be thinking about how I could get more of you.
We don't own the rights.
I just need more of you. You're so far away. Distant love. I feel just like Marvin Gaye. Girl, I want you to want me like I want you. Love your face, yeah. Love your body, yeah. Love your mind, Seems like the one I've been looking for all this time. I've been single for a while, yeah. But I can't spend a day without you. No, I just forgot how. I think we go together now. Yeah. Sun up to sundown.
Yes, sir.
Think about you.
Hey, Steve. Steve. Yeah. Stop it right here for 1 second. Stop.
Okay.
So this is a prime example of what we're talking about. You hear the front of this song. You say, you say it's cool. You say, you know, like I've heard songs. You're like, I've heard songs like this. I mean, okay, maybe a skip. You know, there's nothing. Like you're like, okay, this song is cool. I mean, you know, okay, I go, cool. Like I was saying about some other, we say it all the time. It's like, okay, that's cool, that's cute. All right, let's keep moving.
And then
it's not over.
I don't know if I ever told you, but when it gets cold at night, sometimes I just wanna hold you. Or just have you in my bed or wherever you want. I ain't trying to control you, no. I just need you here with me, yeah. But you ain't here with me, cause you got me feeling like I'm Marvin Gaye. Don't you want me like I want you? I wanna touch your body, I wanna see you smile. Yeah, seems like
we don't own the rights to it,
I've been looking for all this time, cause spend a day without you. I think we go together now.
I can't.
Yeah. Sundown, girl, I love everything about you. I just need you around. Yeah, we go together. Girl, you got me.
Let's do it. Oh, this is where we go.
Yeah, I might be tripping, but I don't care. Who knows? Just as long as you know how much you mean to me. There's probably about 1 billion other girls in the world, but neither one of them.
Let's go.
The way you do this while you're, yeah. No matter of fact, you're. I'm so proud to call you. Can't wait for you to have. Just saying it's so crazy.
Wait, hold on. We gotta go back to that one lick that man just sang over that. We talking the four.
Bro, I be trying to tell, man. Steve, we got to say, you don't get here by listening to that first verse in that first chorus.
Exactly. No, you don't. You don't. But you gotta hold on. You just got to hold on.
You this song off to Bangkok.
You
to
just
never
gotta hold on.
again.
Hold on. Let's listen. Look, hold on. Let's keep listening. Hold on.
It's me the way you do this while you're, yeah. No matter of fact, you're my girlfriend. I'm so proud to call you. Can't wait for you to have. Just saying it's so crazy how. Shorty, I just might take you now. I know it may be a little early for all of that, but I can see you and me get through whatever. I can't spend a day without you.
You don't sing it.
Yeah, I just forgot how we could go together. Sun up to sundown. Girl, everything.
Raise your hand all over the building.
Need you
all over the
building. Cause right now what I've been, I can't.
Nigga, you better this nigga.
You. Yeah, I think yeah, we go together now.
Stop it,
bro.
Hey.
Just
Hey,
the funny thing though is the reason I listened to this this song the whole way through was not because of how musically advanced it was. It was because of the title. I was like, "Oh, that's so aggressive. We go together now." What are you talking about?
Los, what you gonna say, Los?
The structure.
Come on.
So many things that didn't sound like so many things on his album that just didn't sound like they were an accident. From the intros to how he did them, it just felt like
we talked about this.
We talked about this, bro. Okay. Go ahead, Lo, because I'm stopping you. Go ahead.
Like the song placement, even and one thing that I can't stand personally. I know.
Come on.
It's different.
Come on.
I can't stand when a great album trends downward towards the end. Like them last
right.
You're sitting up there like, you gonna end that like that.
Exactly.
Like a dub
album and how he closes this album out.
And we're getting to it. We're getting to that, Lo. We're getting to it.
You know how that favorite movie and just it ends, you just can't do nothing but stand up.
Yeah, exactly. And we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
Like oh my goodness.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Because Steve in connection to it, because we talked about man. Oh my gosh, we talked about that very thing about again the intentional. It had to be intentional. The way they even set up the songs, every song it had to be intentional. They had to think it through to say, hey, no, this song is going to go next, and it's going to flow to the point to where people are still going to go and continue to listen. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And to your point, Steve, you made this point yesterday. You asked me this point yesterday, and when I really listened to it again today. I really today I did something different. I didn't go look at my list. I just let it play. I didn't know the list. And when it got through, I said, So that's how we ended it. Like, oh my goodness. I literally said that last track was like, that's probably how I would have produced the last track. But I didn't realize it was the last track until it was done and say, that's the end. Now that tune I gotta play. I gotta play
that. Hey, Steve, that last tune is so freaking unassuming.
It's perfect.
And sweet. It is unassuming and sweet. Mm-hmm. And I would put it on. He was like, we're gonna do. It's a couple of songs through here that reminds you of like Stevie Wonder level writing and production, like level of content, like level of context, wordy, meaningful words. Just man, nice round chords.
In 24. Most songs that are most albums or projects that are this lengthy tend to become repetitive. I don't know how he was able to make these songs.
Good point.
I feel like the last one, I hadn't heard that before. No, I ain't heard that.
Nah, exactly.
24 songs.
No, indeed.
That one sounded like that one.
Yeah,
man. This last song is one. You about to play the last song?
Yeah, I'm gonna play the last track on the record.
It's one of my favorites. Yeah, like, this is the one I like. I was working out to because I thought it was so goddamn. I get hyped when I hear this stuff that's like sweet. Like, I listen to it over and over again. It's a slow song. I'll be running to it.
Right. And I'm gonna talk about when we get through listening to it. I'm gonna talk about why I think it was the perfect ending, and then we'll talk about a little before we go about where we rank.
I got about 4 or 5 I need to play now before we get
4 or 5. Steve, we'll go.
I just need to play. I just need to play some pieces.
Well, go ahead and play your pieces now because I want to play the last song in its entirety. So play your pieces now because we finna be at an hour. He said, "I still got 5."
You got 4 or 5, golly.
I just need to play some.
Let me. Why he? Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Steve.
See, let me.
I'm pulling up now.
Okay, go ahead. No, why don't you go ahead? Play. Man.
Let's see. Oh, did I make sure? Now, Steve, what were you saying?
I was gonna make sure my point about the collection of the songs and the intention of the order again. And the reason why I think Becky keeps saying it's a journey. It is like this album is really a journey. And like, oh my gosh, man. I'm gonna tell you my final thoughts after we play that last song. I promise you, but we want to get everybody's thoughts at the end.
Man, oh my God. I'm gonna play a little bit of this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna forward it, y'all.
You willing to do what you say? If it ain't good, keep it to yourself. All that arguing can't be good for your health. Now we can be the best of lovers, be the worst of enemies. It's all in what you're willing
Come on, babe.
to do to keep the peace between you
and
me.
Yeah.
Cause body like taste
Hey.
If you're in the wrong, it's only right, it's only right. Get your sliders, say love for sorry, can't be better see. So just apologize, yeah. Swallow your pride, that's the recipe, yeah.
Yeah, we don't own the rights to this track.
So what you want now? You can learn to let it go, or we can cut a long story short now. I thought we already found love. You gon' have to show me what you looking for now. See you trying to save faces. You like to play games. Check the board now. Who cares what's the score now? Cause what you say,
We don't own the rights.
keep it to yourself.
Yes, sir.
All that arguing can't be good for your head. Oh no, you could be the best of lovers, you'll be the worst of enemies.
Yes, sir.
It's all in what you're willing to do to keep the peace between you and me. Girl, and nobody likes no taste of. No, in the wrong. Right, get your slide. bittersweet. Oh, apologize, smile and cry. Oh, one bite, that's all it takes. We ain't gotta talk about this no more.
Yes, sir.
Ain't you tired? All this back and forth. I wanna be with you. You got some issues, I'm not trying to get
Yes, sir, Doc.
I know it's right, girl. I know nobody likes the taste of.
Come on, music.
It's only right. Say, bittersweet, so just swallow.
Yes, sir, Doc.
Nobody like the taste.
I already know. Yes, sir. Come on.
Oh man, music. What's wrong with you, bro? This nigga is stupid. God dog, bro.
Oh my.
Oh. Hey.
I think this is one with that bass.
Hey y'all, listen to the words of this song. It's a sweet song right here.
Late night on a date night.
We're on the right.
Feel something on your mind. Yeah. I asked you what you thinking about. You said you don't wanna talk about it. I said, what's up? Is everything cool? You said, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm fine. All right, yeah. I just need a little time. That's why. I said I treat you too good. You don't really think you deserve it.
Come on, music.
I don't understand. How could you think that any less than worth it? Everybody knows ain't no one perfect on this earth. So I don't know what you gonna do, but if you try to stick around and make it work, then don't hold back. You know it's real.
All right, I'm gonna go forward.
If you think you deserve it, cause I don't understand. How could you think you're any less than worth it? Everybody knows no one perfect on this earth. No. So I don't know what you're gonna do, but if you're trying to stick around and make it work, then and no, it's real. You want gotta be all in there. Me back, no, it's real, no, yeah, no.
Hey, check this track.
I'm here now. I thought you knew you could have it. Don't matter what it is, no. You understand on me. I know you're scared. But things can get crazy sometimes, but I ain't going nowhere.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you want me to give you everything that I got, just don't go back, no. It's real. It's the life. Got to be all in love. I'll be back.
Yes, sir.
I wanna know if it's real. Forget about that. I'm here now. No. If you want this life,
This nigga better sing.
Hey girl, we all got us a path.
Yes, sir.
Okay. One more little part. Dude, this the one with a stupid intro. I was like, why did they do this? Why is this intro doing this? I would have skipped, bro.
Hey, mirror, tell me how long it's gonna take. If beautiful, don't get ready, we gon' be late. Yeah, try and be cute, but our future passing us by. Ain't about time. Got together, I've been out searching. Yeah, I looked all around for you, and now it's all.
Yes, sir.
Girl, you got me like, where you been so long? I've been here waiting on you, ones I've been with for so long. Ain't got nothing on you, that's why I'm here now. Without so much for you, we just get on with our lives. Hey, girl,
Let's
I
go,
love
guys.
can last the test, there's no doubt. Yeah, if you knew my passion, know what the rush about. What we are is already written in the stars. I'm already good, but you could make me better. I've been out searching. Yeah.
Stop it.
You been
I got to go back to that one. I like that one.
I gotta give me another one. One more.
What we are is already written in the stars. I'm already good, but you could make me better. I've been out searching. Yeah. Girl, you got me like, where you been, girl? Cause the ones I've been with were so. They got nothing on you, why is why I'm here now? Only got one question for you. Can we get on with our lives now?
This is fortunate happenstance, mispleasant surprise. Looking around like time flies, baby, time flies. How long does perfection take? Girl, you already blessed past the collection plate. Triple don't last always, books for made for turning pages. But as long as you took, I thought you never would have made it. Our names and license instead of racing time. We taking time off and hope they keep their sign on until we sign off. Where you been, girl?
Oh, where you been? I've been here waiting on you. They just were so wrong, they got nothing on you. That's why you're here now. Can we just get on with our lives now? Oh, where you been? I've been here waiting on you. All the ones were so wrong.
Yes, sir.
Ain't got nothing on you, but you're here now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Get on with our lives.
Yes, sir.
Look how we met. Almost like we just showed up each other. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, bro? D Brown. Yes, sir.
Bro.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, I'm gonna stop, man, but man, it's a song y'all need to go listen to. Did y'all listen to the one with the girl that had the backgrounds and then it was some rapping?
Yeah.
She was in there singing some
crazy stuff.
Sweet stuff, bro.
Yeah, man. All right, listen. This is the last one, and y'all, we're gonna give our takes, and then we're gonna get off. This is the last one. Coming from that song, Steve.
Our numbers are going up, man. We gotta go. We gotta keep going.
No. Listen, no. We gotta come back next week. So listen, Steve. Coming from that song, this song comes after that. Now this is what we're talking about, placement in the album. And go back to Lowe's comment about ending the album the right way. Coming from that song. That song, it was next to last.
No, that song wasn't next to last.
You sure?
No. Yeah. No.
Surprise. I go back and check it. I think so.
Sunrise Serenade was next to Simple Thing.
What did you just play? What's the one that you just play?
Sunrise Serenade. I just played Serendipity.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right, well, here we go. Here's the last track on the album. Hold on. Here's the last track on the album. It is so fitting. Already, what got me was instrumentation from the top. I was gone. I was taken in by instrumentation from the beginning. Keys, bass, drums, groove. So,
big house, expensive car, clothes for wherever you go. Folks you don't even know treat you like a star. A good life, you got it down.
We don't own the rights.
Who's got your heart? See, if you ain't got someone to love, you already lost. Cause tell me what good is having everything if it's not what you really want. You can get used to forgetting to be grateful, so be careful. I don't need no fortune. You
yes, sir.
Fame.
Yes, sir, brother.
That's enough for me. It's all about the simple things. No doubt. We all wish that we could have it all. We like the finer things in life, but all that doesn't matter too much if there's no one around to share it with. Everybody needs somebody. Right now you probably feel like
hey.
time to try to find someone. Tell me what good is happening. If it's not what you really want, you can get used to forgetting to be grateful, so be careful. I don't need no fortune, you can keep the fame. Give me a real good one. That's enough. It's all about the simple things. And I'm glad things are working out for you.
Yes, sir. Right there. Yes, sir.
Started from the block to everything you got. Winning ain't easy to do. But at night when you find yourself at home and you're all alone, tell me who are you gonna call? Hey.
We don't own the rights. That's
If it's not what you really want, you can get used to being ungrateful, so be careful. I don't need fortune.
yes, sir, Emmanuel. Yes, sir.
It's all about the simple things. Tell me what good is having everything if it's not what you really want. Yes, you can get used to forgetting to be grateful, so be careful. I don't need no fortune, you can keep the fame. Just give me a real good one. That's enough for me. It's all about the simple things.
Steve, you gotta play a little piece of the moon. The moon.
Okay.
Oh.
Bro.
Again, that's GMJR. Same guy that did Humble Pie.
He did the moon?
Yep.
Or
he did the moon and the song that came after it.
Oh man, bro.
JR did that. Found out that guy did instrumentals for Basketball Wives.
Oh my God, this dude, bro. This dude.
Meet Philo. If you love TV, watch it live on your way home and once you get there.
Can we?
At night, when the moon beckons, it beckons not only for our curiosity, but for our affection. And not only for the moon itself.
Yeah, that is.
For one another. Love can fill our hearts, but also has the power and potency to span the depths of space and time. Like a new electromagnetic force of nature with charges that only attract, magnetic poles that don't repel. The love that conquers the cosmos, our love remains as boundless as the multiverse itself.
All the stars in the sky could never shine as bright as my love
This
for
is Stevie Wonder
you.
level.
And all the girls in the world could never quench my thirst or satisfy my hunger the way you do. You're always on my mind, even when I don't have the time to be with you. Just know you're my right. All those men, yo, what's up?
What's up?
When things get down, you're my good. So bad you want me, oh yeah. Some girl, I could love you back and forth to the moon. Yeah. So in awe and amazed by all the many ways you changed my life in a single day. And even though everything in my heart might get a little hard to explain, I still won't run out of ways to say you're always on my mind.
Yes, sir.
Even when
yes, sir.
I don't have the time to be with you.
Yes, sir.
When all goes left, you're what's up. When things get down, oh, you're my good. When I want you so bad, you want me up.
Yes, sir.
Girl, I could love you back to the moon.
Oh, yeah,
The night falls, and I have to think about who's gonna stick around at the end of the day.
No, we did zero.
Think that hard. I
We did.
already know that it's you. You come through.
Dang. We did.
Hey, we got close.
I almost got
close.
Yeah. Let's come back and I guess we'd be, man, it was we was getting to the good part too.
Yeah, listen. I'm glad I got to see him. You know, he came, Steve, he came to Jackson. He ate at Olive Garden.
Really?
Mm-hmm. My friend he owns a restaurant in Ridgeland, or part owner, Andrew. He has, what's the name of that place? I forgot, but he was a server at Olive Garden at the time. Because you might know him, Steve. He went to Jackson.